Well, welcome to Knowledge Block 3, The Consequences of Trauma. By now you have reviewed, I hope, and read and all the readings and looked at the videotapes, addressed the discussion questions, talked to maybe other fellow students. And now we're hoping then to apply all that knowledge to Knowledge Block 3. Now, in looking at the trauma consequences, it's important to recognize that the families that are affected in Trauma Quest are quite relevant. Let me put that theme song on now. Let me turn it up. Sound familiar? So these families that are caught in a disaster, a hurricane, a flooding, illustrate the consequences of traumatic stress, particularly disaster-related stress, and in a crisis. The interactions that you will see with each other and the adversities that they have to deal with and the consequences of that in terms of their own interpersonal relationships, their own sense of safety, the decisions that they make or don't make, all those things are relevant. So we're hoping that as you continue to play the game and as you learn more about the consequences, you'll be able to understand what's going on with these families and a strategy then for the quest, which is to enable them to become resilient, enable them to get through all these adversities intact and to thrive, not just to survive, not just to be a victim and be left there just to live, but actually thrive. So that among the things that we're providing for you are a number of videotapes that address lots and lots of different types of consequences and how those consequences manifest itself in the body, in the brain, the mind, the relationships. We also have several, we think, very important readings that will be useful to you in understanding the essence of and the range of consequences following a traumatic event. Now, I myself have experienced trauma as a Marine Corps sergeant and in the Vietnam War. I was very young and learned firsthand that playing war was very different than actually fighting in war. And when I came back, I was determined to understand the process of being traumatized and how you get over it, how you're able to survive. And that's really where I started my focus, my journey in the area of trauma. But a lot of it is really associated with the consequences, and particularly, for me at least, the interpersonal consequences. I mean, if you're shocked and frightened, and you see the consequences of that with regard to inability to sleep sometimes, flashbacks, etc., then how are you as a family member? How are you as a friend or as a father, as a son, a daughter? So what we've tried to package here is what I have been studying for a very long time and hope that as you go through the knowledge block and as you see all these examples of consequences, you'll both recognize the difficulties in yourself, but also be able to empathize and appreciate what's going on in Trauma Quest. And that's why we have this theme music. So please enjoy it. Please play the game, give us feedback, let us know how it's going, and I'll talk to you later.